Hello. Today I want to talk to you about the paradox of antinomy. An antinomy is a contradiction, real or apparent, between two principles or conclusions, both of which seem equally justified. There are many famous examples of this. For example, the description of light. Is it a particle or is it a wave? Or perhaps the paradox of predestination and free will. But I don't want to get bogged down on those. There are many others who have spent many hours trying to unpick them. Rather, I'd like to focus on a less well-known example. This is the example of the father of the boy with the unclean spirit in Mark's Gospel, chapter 9. The father brings his son to Jesus, hoping that he will be healed. And I want to focus on the father's response when Jesus says to him, "All things are possible for one who believes." The father's response is very telling. The father says, "I believe, help my unbelief." But how can this be true? Doesn't the father believe, or does he not believe? Isn't it a clear-cut case that he simply needs to have faith? I think the answer is both yes and no. The father clearly believes enough to have brought his son to Jesus, but also doubts that Jesus might be able to heal him from this long-standing illness. Here is the crux of the challenge for the father. He both believes and doubts at the same time, and makes a public declaration both to Jesus and his disciples and a crowd of onlookers. This is a perfect example of antinomy, and it rings true for me. There is an open honesty about the Father's declaration, which I find very attractive. As I've grown in my Christian faith, I've become convinced that there aren't always straightforward answers to difficult questions. Sometimes I believe that we need to wrestle with seemingly contradictory responses and to be prepared to hold them in tension with each other. My rational side would like things to be straightforward, right or wrong. And although this is often the case, sometimes I think that we need to accept that seemingly contradictory views might both be correct. So next time you find yourself conflicted between two opposing viewpoints, try holding them in tension together and see whether this helps.